is as a result of delayed completion of the ablution block at Mbeza and Mapenzi primary schools. Action taken. Management wishes to respond that the two ablution blocks have since been completed, and for more evidence, you can see Appendix 1. Yes. And management endeavors to complete projects on time in our future endeavors. Page 2, cross-cutting issues. Appendix 1, budget and funding. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to indicate that the variance of 12,070,250 kwacha was as a result of the local authority not receiving the full 2024 CDF approved funding in the financial year under review by the Ministry of Local Government. Action taken. Management has since made requests and follow-ups to the Ministry for disbursement of the remaining 12 million. The Ministry under Circular MLGRD 101/22/157 has since guided that the undisbursed funds, 2024 funds, shall be disbursed to local authorities in 2 installments. And for more details, we can check Appendix 2. Yes, so the local authority chair is endeavoring to continue engaging the ministry until we receive the said funds for 2024. Appendix 1.1, retained funds. Chair, there's a table there that we can look at. Province, local authority, constituents, yes. And it's showing that we received 1 ambulance, number of motorbikes syndicated 0, and the amount that was the retained funds 2.8 million. So cause of query, management acknowledges the audit findings, wishes to clarify that the retained funds were intended for the procurement of an ambulance valued at 2.7 million and motorbikes for the chief retainers costing 110,000 as shown in the table. The action that we've taken, management wishes to respond that the motorbike has been delivered and the 2 assets have since been delivered to the intended users. That is obviously Chief Chipepo and Chief Chipepo and Chief Simamba. Yes. We can check Appendix 3 for more details. Then Appendix 2.1, total unspent funds for community projects. There's a table there. Management acknowledges the audit findings that a total amount of 8.5 million was unspent at the closure of the financial year. The unspent funds were committed funds towards implementation of the various community projects under 2024 CDF allocation. The unspent funds under action taken, totaling to 8.5 million, were spent in the first quarter of 2025 on the various community projects. And for more details, we can see Appendix 4. And Chair, management will ensure adherence to the CDF implementation timelines and endeavor to utilize the CDF funds within the financial year. Yes, Appendix 2.2, total unspent funds under empowerment grants. Management acknowledges the audit finding that a total of 41,526 kwacha was unspent at the closure of the financial year. This was due to the submission of dormant bank accounts by some beneficiaries during the year under review. Action taken. The Council has since disbursed an amount of 41,526 kwacha to the approved beneficiaries that was outstanding at the close of 2024 financial year. We can see Appendix 5 for more details. And management will strengthen beneficiary verification and account validation processes to ensure that grant funds are dispersed promptly and fully within the approved financial year. We go to Appendix 2.3 on page 4. Total unspent funds under secondary boarding and skills development. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings regarding the negative unspent funds at the close of the financial year under review. These arose, Chair, because disbursements were made in line with the approved 2024 budget allocations, despite the Council receiving lower actual funding during the year, resulting in a variance between approved budgets and funds received. Action taken. Management expensed the funds in line with the ministerial circular number MLGRD 01/010/22/74, which gave authority to local authorities to utilize available funds to clear outstanding payments provided they are within the approved budgets. For more details, we can check Appendix 6. And the remedial measure, Chair, is that management will establish a robust monitoring framework to address the issue of unspent funds and ensure timely utilization of these funds. Yep. We go to Appendix 2.4, total unspent funds on loans. The cause of the query is that, and we acknowledge the audit finding that an amount of 541,790 for loan empowerment was unspent at the close of the financial year. These funds were loan repayments made by the loan beneficiaries funded under 2022 and 2023 constituency development funding accumulated in the revolving CDF loan account. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the unspent funds were fully utilized in the year 2025, and we can check this on Appendix 7. And Chair, we will ensure adherence to CDF implementation timelines yet again. We can move to Appendix 2.5, total unspent funds administrative cost. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observation that 18,441 unspent funds allocated to an administrative component in the period 2024. This was due to monitoring of ongoing projects. Action taken. Administrative costs have fully been utilized in the year 2025, and we can check this on Appendix 8. And our remedial measure is to ensure that these administrative funds, Chair, are actually utilized in relation to the time for which they are allocated. We go to page 7, Appendix 3, community projects. Okay, so here, Chair, we have a table, and under the table we have the serial number, name of the project, cause of query, and action taken. So number 1, which is Mapenzi and Beza ablution blocks. A cause of query, delayed completion of the projects due to accessibility challenges because of bad state of the road. The contractor had challenges in ferrying materials. Both projects have since been completed, Chair, and we are glad to report so. Chilamba and Halumamba ablution blocks. Cause of query, delayed completion of projects due to accessibility challenges due to poor road network, which made it difficult for the contractor to ferry materials to the site. And again, Chair, both projects have since been completed. On the third part, the third row, Mapenzi and Beza water reticulation. Delayed completion of the same was due to, in the first place, challenges in finding a contractor. The local authority had to advertise the project 3 times before we could find a contractor to take up the works. The other problem was accessibility challenges because of the bad state of the road, which made it difficult for the drilling rig to access the project site. The contractor also had challenges to ferry materials to the project site, hence causing further delay. Under action taken, Chair, the contractor is still on site and has requested for more time and promised to complete the works before the end of March 2026. On page 8 now, row number 4 on our table, Bunyete water reticulation. Delayed completion of projects due to failure to find water points, leading to drilling of 3 dry boreholes. The project has been completed. as we are talking now. And drilling and equipping of 8 boreholes. So delayed completion of the projects was due to, in the first place, challenges in finding a contractor, just like in the case of the water reticulation at Mapens and Beza in 3 above. Similarly, here the local authority had to advertise the projects 3 times before we could find a willing contractor to take up the works. The bad state of the road network caused challenges in accessing the project sites, thus making it difficult for the drilling rig to access the project sites. The contractor also had challenges to ferry materials to the project site, hence causing further delays. Yes, so the contractor is remobilizing to go and equip the already drilled 4 boreholes and has promised to drill and equip the 4 remaining boreholes by 31st March 2026. Thank you. Go to number 6, Halumamba, water reticulations. Delayed completion of projects due to failure to find a contractor. The contract had to be retendered twice. The project has since been completed. Number 7, Siamasusu water reticulation. Delayed completion of projects due to accessibility challenges. The contractor has signed the contract but failed to mobilize to site due to accessibility challenges. The contractor has since written to the local authority requesting for an alternative location where to construct the water reticulation system, or the local authority creates access to the current site. The local authority has since moved to open up access to the area where the water reticulation is embarked for construction. The bulldozer has been requested for already from Siavonga Town Council to that effect. Row number 8, construction of 1/3 CRB at Mapens Community School. CRB is a classroom block. Cause of query, delayed completion of projects due to accessibility challenge because of the bad road network. This made difficult for the contractor to ferry materials to the construction site. The project, however, has since been completed. Thank you. Then on the same page, page 10, we have outstanding there, a project under 2024, Chilamba water reticulation. This was due to failure to find a contractor. The contractor was only engaged at the 3rd attempt of advertising, so this contributed to delays. Then the project has been awarded, but the contractor has not signed because the contractor had cited accessibility challenges as the reason for not signing the contract. However, the council has taken up the challenge to open up the road leading to the site where the water reticulation project is to be constructed. The local authority has since requested for a bulldozer from Siavonga Town Council to open access for the drilling a rig to actually access the site. Thank you. We can also see Appendix 9 for all the items that I've presented on the table. I think we can go to page 12. Appendix 3.1, analysis of performance on desks. Cause of query, management acknowledges the audit findings that 200 desks were undelivered at the time of audit due to contractors' delay in the execution of works. Action taken, management wishes to indicate that the contractor was engaged and has since procured all the materials and currently assembling the desks in GWEMBE and has promised to deliver the desks by 31st March 2026. See Appendix 10 for details, pictures of the same desks. Yes, management will endeavor to ensure that there is timely execution of all these works, including desks. Appendix 6, Youth and Empowerment Grant Performance Analysis. The cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings that the under expenditure of 41,526 arose from some approved beneficiaries submitting dormant bank accounts, which prevented successful payments. The approval rate of 17% in 2024 resulted from only 65 beneficiaries being paid grants out of 136 approved applications, as 50% of the funds for grants were realigned to community resilience building activities against climate change, as was directed by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development through circular dated 24th April 2024. As a result, total disbursements amounted to 1,148,309 kwacha out of the available funds. This led to an unspent balance at the close of the financial year. Action taken: management wishes to report to the committee that the council has since disbursed an amount of 44,856.55 kwacha to the approved beneficiaries that was outstanding at the close of the 2024 financial year. Yes, we can see Appendix 5 for more detailing. We go to Appendix 7.2, Chair, failure to recover loans. Cause of query: the local authority acknowledges the findings on the failure to recover the loans. The non-recovery is attributed to the failure by loan beneficiaries to comply with the terms and conditions of the loan agreement. Action taken: the local authority made several reminders through demand notices requesting the loan beneficiaries to pay back the loans, and also held an engagement meeting with the loan beneficiaries reminding them to pay back the loans. The local authority has since recovered a total of 1,135,865 kwacha. We can see Appendix 11 for more details. Remedial measure: management will strengthen the loan monitoring and recovery mechanisms to ensure timely repayment by all beneficiaries, such as strict enforcement of repayment schedules and prompt initiation of legal action against defaulters in line with the loan guidelines. Chair, we move to Appendix 8, bursaries, performance analysis. Cause of query, Chair: management acknowledges the auditor's findings regarding the negative unspent funds at the close of the financial year under review. The unspent funds arose because disbursements were made in line with approved 2024 bursary allocations, despite council receiving lower actual funding during the year, resulting in a variance between approved budgets and funds received. The gap between the 2024 applicants and the sponsored beneficiaries reflects budget limitations, and the low number of graduates is attributable to the fact that many students are still in school. Action taken: management expensed the funds in line with the ministerial circular number MLGRD/010/22/74, which gave authority to local authorities to utilize available funds to clear outstanding payments, provided by they are within the approved budgets. The local authority has since written to the ministry to request for the outstanding funds as per attached letter. So we can check for this on Appendix 6. And management has looked into this issue and wishes to assure that we'll be spending the funds within the financial year. Chair, I submit my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council Secretary, for that wonderful and elaborate presentation. We can have now for questions. Honorable Member for Dundumwezi.
Chair, thank you very much. Allow me to draw the CS to page 4, Chair, where total unspent funds empowerment grants. CS, you said that this amount of 41,526 was unspent due to the fact that certain clubs or groups had dormant accounts. You are aware that most of the people in the rural areas face this kind of a challenge. Is there anything that you are doing as a local authority to ensure that once these funds are approved, the local authority helps these communities to ensure that all their documents are valid, their accounts are valid? Because look, this made these funds to be unspent on a very small thing that the council should have noticed. So is there any deliberate move that you are doing as a local authority to assist these people in the rural areas like GWEMBE?
All right. Thank you very much.
You wait for my signal or until I guide. Yes, Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair, and sorry for running ahead of you. That matter is a challenging one, because it's the people actually who should submit the correct details. But we understand, like you are indicating, these are villages. Some of them are only opening accounts particularly to receive these very funds. I think as a ministry, the bringing in of data entry clerks will help a lot towards that direction. Then the other issue, maybe as a council now, the debate has been, should we be allowing people to be approved by the committee, that is the CDF committee, before they submit all the correct details? Because again, if you say they submit all the correct details before you approve, you find that some of them will be left. So our great hope really is that the data, the sensitization to the people, and the combining with the efforts of the data entry clerks and our secretariat, will be able to work on that, so that in the future we'll not face the same challenge. Yes, thank you.
Let's go to page 1. Delayed implementation of projects, construction of ablution block at Mapenzi and the Mbeza community. My interest is on Appendix 1 as evidence that these projects have been completed. Let's go to Appendix 1. Can you read what is on Appendix 1 as evidence to show that these projects are done? Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Apparently, I'm told the report that we submitted missed out the certificate of completion, which I have here and I was about to read. Then he has just guided me that in their report they had not put this.
We want to see the pictorial evidence. When did you realize that the report that you circulated had no evidence, and yet this is your report? You knew what you are doing.
No, the pictures are there. Oh, pardon? Oh, can you circulate those pictures? Circulate the pictures to him. Okay.
Who is supposed to circulate?
Circulate. Okay. Give.
There are two projects here. There is Mapenzi and the Mbeza community schools.
Yes.
So you want to avail one of your reports.
Yes, the one that has the pictures. But if it is okay, the way we've submitted the leaves, maybe it's fine.
Yeah, because the standard for us, we should be following what is presented so that we are moving with you.
Yes.
What you are presented and what you have are two different stories. You are reading something else, as we have something else. And according to us, our report is not showing anything. What you should have done, the time you realized that this was the case, you should have made an addendum. Present an addendum to say we have additional information on such, this is what is missing. Because we'll be asking you questions and you will be citing us to be unfair to you when you are the ones who are neglecting to do the correct thing. So how all the reports that you have are corrected?
Yes.
Only ours are not.
Yes, and sorry, Chair. Actually, our discussion yesterday, we said when we reach, we'll present. But I think we skipped that when we began.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we have one of the reports which has everything? Maybe a question on this one. When you say initial contract value, in the technical language, what did you mean on your certificate of practical completion?
Thank you, Chair. I will request the Director Engineering to explain on that.
Director Engineering?
Thank you, Chair. The initial contract value is the amount allocated to the contract.
Why did you add the word initial? Why didn't you just say the contract value? What's the difference between the contract value and the initial contract value in terms of the technical jargon or what the engineering language?
Thank you, Chair. So here there is an amount which the contractors bid, and there is an amount which is allocated by the committee.
Okay, because I'm facing this. Because sometimes it can mean that the very contract initially it was contracted at this amount, then later on there was a variation that could have changed the price. That can also mean the same. But now you are telling us that no, what it means is that the bid price and the final price of the award. Is that what you mean?
Yes, Chair. But what you said is also true.
Eh?
Yeah, yes, Chair. But what you just alluded to is also true about the initial amount.
Was there any variation to this project?
There was no variation.
There was no variation, no. Yeah. Why I've asked so, we must have a standard language, standard certificates of completion. We had demanded to the Ministry of Law Government that we have a standard so that whatever features it has, it must be uniform across. Because if I do it for the Chasefo style, I will put other words, maybe my Tumbuka language translated into English, then the Kaumbwe one will put because it comes from near Mozambique, then these guys from Mangango, then the Kopara also from Karulushi will have its own. There will be anarchy in local government.
Yeah.
So we must have standards. So that is my guidance, because such language can be misleading. So we have seen this is the ablution block, isn't it?
Yes.
Where is, there are two different here.
Yes.
The first one is what? On top of there.
That's
Oh, they are all ablution blocks?
yes.
Yes, the one on top is Mbeza.
Okay.
The one below is Mapenzi.
Okay. 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 On page 9. Maybe I start from page 8 before my colleagues organize themselves. Page 8, on that schedule of works in progress, the name of the projects, 2024. Now on page 8, there is a project drilling of 8 boreholes and equipping. Delayed completion of projects due to accessibility challenges. The contract has since been terminated and it is at tendering stage. Do we have any evidence to show that this 2024 project of drilling 8 boreholes, what were the challenges to get a contractor to do the 8 boreholes? And this is 2026, it's at tendering stage. Procurement and the director engineering and the finance, can you help this committee? What has been the problem? Because the people of these areas, they needed water and they want water. From 2024 to date, you can't drill 8 boreholes in GWEMBE. What is the latest on this project?
Thank you very much, Chair. The latest, yet again I apologize, is it item number 5? Because what I'm reading here is delayed completion of projects was due to the first place challenges, drilling of 8 boreholes and equipping on page 8. For me, this project, we engaged the contractor because our decision was to terminate, but then the challenge is that out of the 8, he only has access to 4 that he could quickly do and is yet to finish equipping. However, the bridge got broken to that site. We reported to DMMU, and as we are talking, we are willing to help him ferry the materials using our own boat, using the waterways, that is the lake. So according to our engagement with him, he submitted to say he should be able to finish this work by 31st March. That is what the latest is. So we could not go ahead to terminate because the challenge that we faced was, if we terminate, have we cleared the way for the other contractor that will re-engage? And initially, when we were seeking a contractor, it took 3 times of redoing it. Why? Because when a contractor sees the site, they certainly go back. My rig can't come here. I can't risk my rig. And transporters, most of the transporters that are engaged to ferry the materials, they only do it once. Once he comes back, he doesn't go there. And some of the blocks, they are left on the way. When you're going to mount a project in GWEMBE, you're likely to find heaps and heaps of bricks. So this is where we U-turned on doing the termination. So I wonder how that page was not changed, but I think what I have here is the most updated.
We are reluctant to chase councils or witnesses who are disorganized, and you are one of the potential ones, because you are reading something that we don't have. Our report here on page 8, the report we have submitted and circulated to this committee, it reads that the contract was terminated. And your submission is that this contract has not been terminated. So why have you chosen to mislead this committee? We rely on written information that is given to us. If we are going to rely on a oral submission you are making now, we are going to use the phone and save monies that you have obtained through allowances and travel allowances. Now, Council Secretary, what are you guiding this committee? What are you saying to this committee? We are reading something else or different. You are submitting different things. What do you want this committee to do?
Okay, so the committee can go by this report that that I have read, that we've not terminated that project, which is the case.
When did you start acting? What is your substantive position?
Acting Council Secretary. Before that, I was Director Planning in Lufanyama.
Lufanyama?
Yes.
This is the first time that all of you are appearing before such a committee?
No, it's my second time in this capacity, and I've appeared several times under another CS, maybe as a Director Planning.
So this has been the fashion where you submit something else?
No, from the bottom of my heart, I'm actually shocked that there's a discrepancy between that report and mine. I think the correct one is the one that I'm reading, because we've not terminated the contract, but yes, we had intentions to terminate.
Yes, I'm just asking those preliminary issues before we go into the project. So
okay.
It means that the report that you circulated to us is different from what you are submitting, because this is the second time you are speaking contrary to what is obtaining in the reports that we have. Right now, you have not done, what you should have done is to say, we withdraw the report, or we have an addendum. On such a page, we have brought correct information. Ignore what is obtaining there. Take this as it. And you could have done the entire report, and you could have done that. But you have not done that. Then what you are reading, we want us to believe your oral submission.
So
CS, I'm speaking to you. Just listen first. This is not the standard. And that's why I'm saying that this year we have been flowing very well because councils are doing very well. But we are seeing certain councils that are disorganized, like yourselves. Because this is proper disorganization, because you knew that what you have is different from what you submitted. And we don't rely from oral submission. We rely on evidence. We are evidence-based committee. We read, we follow you. So my friends do not have those copies, the corrected copies. Me, I may refer to the one you have given me. So it is the entire report that has those amendments. What did you suggest we do?
I plead for your consideration and kindness that you allow us to continue.
Okay, we are going to allow.
Yes.
Now, the question on the boreholes,
Yes.
before I allow Dr. Mwanza. Yes. You said, you lamented to say you are going to support, to help this contractor as a council,
Yes.
to ferry some of the materials.
Yes.
Before being contracted, well, did you do site visitation by the contractors before accepting the offers?
Okay, thank you. At the time, I had not yet gotten to GWEMBE, so I'd want someone was there at the time to confirm from my team.
Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, site visits were conducted.
And the contractor accepted the conditions. Director Engineering?
Yes, Chair, the contractors accepted the conditions. But I think what CS meant was he was trying to talk about the drillers, because these are contractors who only have aqua companies. They don't own drilling rigs. So the challenge was with the drillers.
Can you elaborate further? You were contracting drillers, or you are contracting? You are saying that the people you contracted do not own drilling machines. Is that what you are saying?
Chair, what I wanted to say was that what CS wanted to say that the contractors had a problem with the drilling rigs reaching the site.
Just hold on. We are getting confused. Switch off your mic, Director. You are the Director of Engineering, who has been at GWEMBE even in 2024.
Yes, Chair.
Okay, switch off your mic. Sir, Council Secretary, this query is drilling of 8 boreholes and equipping. The Director Engineering is stating that you did not procure drillers. You procured contractors who had no rigs, who later on went around and started getting rigs. That's why the rigs couldn't reach the sites. And the people who saw, the contractors, the companies that saw the sites, do not have rigs. Is that what prevailed?
Yes, Chair. In reality, I think a company that bids for a drilling project is free to drill, unless maybe there is a condition put that if you don't have a drilling rig, you can't bid. So we do contract people who do not have rigs. They go and hire a rig, they come and drill, and the process goes like that. So this particular contractor is one of those that won a contract, does not have his own rig, but has to hire a drilling rig. So when the one who owns the rig comes to cite the passage where the rig will have to pass, they have a choice to say, no, I can't allow my rig to come this way. Then in terms of some of these projects on that table that we completed, we had to ferry materials actually to help these contractors, especially after the bridge broke down. Yes, so again, contractors are tempted. They want the money. So obviously when they go for the site visit, they may think because the Land Cruiser, CDF Land Cruiser has passed, maybe even the rig, but reality dawns when they come to implement.
You know what I can say before I allow Dr. Mwanza? I think there's total confusion at GWEMBE Council. You are not running the council properly. From this submission, I think there's a problem. When people come to bid, they must show proof to the council that they have the equipment, the requisite equipment, that they have what it takes to undertake the work. And it is the council to confirm that. But now you are in the forefront supporting any ordinary company getting a contract when you know they don't have the capacity to drill boreholes, and you are contracting third parties. Then you tell them, go and look for anyone with it. No wonder your problems. Council Secretary, you are doing wrong things at that council. In this particular case, you are doing wrong things at the council. No wonder the people have been deprived of the service of water. This is 2026 and this project is 2024. So we have a problem. That's what we have observed. This is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. And if you are in one accord doing wrong things, we have a problem in GWEMBE. That's what I wanted to say on this particular one. And this is an issue that we should deal with the commission. If you have officers who are doing wrong things, who don't understand why they are there, you must be stringent. There must be stringent measures, that you follow. Is this company bidding for this particular job? Go to the machinery. These are not ordinary works. So you are doing wrong things. Dr. Mwanza?
Thank you, Chair. Just in addition to what the council said, I just want to find out, you have assisted these contractors before to ferry some materials, of course in the interest of the project, that it goes well. So that type of assistance in a contract, where a contractor bid for the services for that particular job, and yourself, you allocate maybe a CDF for a vehicle to take some casing pipes to the contractor. What type of cooperation is that how do you treat that in the project? Is there evidence that you were subcontracted in your own contract and the contractors paid you? The second one is I've realized on page
let's deal with this one first, Doc. I'll give you a chance.
Yeah.
This is very important. Respond, Council Secretary.
Okay. Well, we have to be realistic on the part of ourselves as a local authority. Here is a contractor. There are so many people who can support. For instance, I'll give the example of transport. There are so many people who have tippers in this country, around our district, in Monze and everywhere. But because of what I've described in terms of the road, they will refuse to allow their tipper. But our tipper, as a local authority, has no choice. It goes to all these places because we do roads in all these places and outskirts. So that's why, as a council, when a contractor will come to say, I have tried to, because you give them pressure, they will tell you, we failed to find transport. The transporter that we hired has left the materials on the way. So as a local authority, this is where we come in for progress to go. Because the contractor will keep on saying,
what
I
do you
don't
call
have
that support?
transport.
And how do you account for it?
Pardon?
That support that you give to contractors.
So the contractor will engage the council and pay. I think council equipment, tippers, and we just hired a bulldozer from Siavonga. So it's in the same manner. So maybe in this case, unless there's a question, because it is the contractor who has actually hired.
Do we have Director of Finance? Do we have any evidence of the payment from contractors for hiring the council equipment? Because the way it is coming out from the council secretary, specifically for these boreholes.
Thank you, Chair. I may not have it with us here, but that has been done where we hire out the equipment, the council equipment, and the contractor pays for it.
So do we have that specifically attributed to the boreholes?
Yes, that could be there.
That payment is there. We are a serious committee. When we sit in this manner, we are parliament. We're a mini parliament here. We will not allow councils to come and give misleading information. Mind you, we're meeting your employers. We're meeting the ministry. We have taken serious interest. If you are using council resources to start helping contractors who have signed the contract, accepting the conditions, and that they have the capacity, then along the way you start sympathizing, using public resources to support contractors, that will not be allowed. We're auditors. We want you to take interest on this particular one. If this is what is happening at GWEMBE Council, then we shall not allow. If you don't understand your roles as a council, the legal implications that have on a contract, it's a legal agreement. It's a legal document where someone says, I will undertake to do this, and there is a site visitation. This environment in GWEMBE, I will be able to do this at this amount. Then they come to the council, I cannot take these materials. And you were even saying that the contractors are leaving materials on the way. You cannot do that. These are public resources. Auditors take interest on the 8 boreholes and any other. If contractors are paying for the services to the council, well and good. you have the machinery that is able to help, they should do hire from the council. That is fine. They pay the monies, then there is no problem. But if you are becoming volunteers, operating as subcontractors for no payment, then we are not going to allow that. Next question, Dr. Mwanza, as we wind up.
On page 8, 9, on page 7, the work in progress. Chair, I think most of the projects that are work in progress, and including the outstanding projects, are involving water issues, drilling of boreholes, water reticulation systems, and so on. I just take an example of project number 3 on page 7. The Mapenzi and Mbeza water reticulation delayed completion of the project was due to, in the first place, challenges in finding a contractor. The local authority had to advertise three times before we could find a contractor. Because also the other problem was challenges because of the bad state of the road, which made it difficult for drilling rig to access the project. These challenges are everywhere else. At Bunyete water reticulation, also the drilling, the one which we were just talking about, the drilling of 8 boreholes and equipping. And also on page 9, Halumamba water reticulation delayed completion due to failure to find a contractor. And it was advertised twice. So it seems there's that challenge. First of all, the challenges are bad state of the road, accessibility to site for drilling, for the drilling rig, and the interest of contractors to participate in the water reticulation project bids. Looking at all these challenges that even led you to the council to assist them for the benefit of the project, what long-term measure are we planning to use so that provision of water services should not have such challenges? Because all these projects, they are delaying. They are delayed because the reasons are genuine. But what measures are we putting in place such that water and reticulation projects will be successful in GWEMBE?
Thank you, CS.
Page 2, page 3, sorry. On page 3, the total unspent funds under community projects. At the end of the year 2024, there was 8,511,567 kwacha as unspent funds. And now you have referred us to see Appendix 4, how this money was spent. Now, and I go to Appendix 4. Appendix 4. There's a detailed ledger on Appendix 4 on how the 8 million was spent. So I just want to find out the format of this ledger. I'll give an example. On the first page, you have paid 262,500 kwacha to Bahala General Dealers on the 20th of March 2025. What type of services did you pay for? Similar question. Pick any company. The last one you paid the last one on the first page is you paid Chifue Innocent 4,000 kwacha. What services did Innocent do to be paid 4,000 kwacha? You can check the second page also. Nazwin Trading Limited was paid 28,900.
This one page?
The second page of Appendix 4. The ledger. In short, Chair, a payment is made and they're just indicating the name of a company or an individual. What services? The description of the payment. Is this a standard in accounts, financial accounting? To say I just paid the Ghana Congo General Dealers 51,000. I paid the Sakayo Enterprise 173,324. Pick any of the payee. Is this a standard? Thank you.
Council Secretary.
Thank you. Director Planning Finance will answer on the part of the ledger. In terms of the sustainable solution towards our water challenges, we are procuring a rig under 2025 financial year. We've just completed the process and we have awarded. So we are procuring our own drilling rig, so that we can help. Because in GWEMBE, in reality, there's no one who has a rig among the contractors and players in our district.
Even in Joseph,
Yes.
no one has a rig.
Even in Chasef. Okay, thank you, yes. So I think that's what we've done. We are procuring our own rig, drilling rig.
Director Finance.
Thank you, Chair. What we have here is just a payment schedule, not necessarily a ledger. Just to demonstrate that whatever was outstanding as at 31st December was actually spent.
There should be a narration. For what payments are you making? For what? How do we know this is for the operations accounts, or if it's a CDF? How is it related? Is payment for what? There must be a narration.
I've taken note, Chair.
So we are wondering, is this the standard? So you know, bring out information. Then the other one is on the desks. The last one is on the desks. 340 desks, 200 undelivered desks as at 31st December 2024. Management wishes to indicate that all the 200 procured desks have been delivered. Look at Appendix 10. How do we tell? How do we confirm that these are the 200 desks? Council Secretary.
Yes, Chair. The latest on these desks are that the contractor is finishing assembling them in GWEMBE on the site. They've not been delivered. In that he's assembling from the actual place. And as of yesterday, yes, he's done with all the chairs and he's completed the tables.
Mm-hmm. That is
Yes.
that cannot be confirmed. So what we are trying to show you is that as GWEMBE Council, you are not doing very well. This report has exposed you. Because again, you are saying that the report that you earlier submitted, that the desks were all delivered. Now, looking at the evidence that you have adduced here, you have just shown us pictures. The only evidence to prove that these desks are delivered to the schools is the goods issue note and the goods received note signed by actual headmasters or head teachers in these schools. That is the evidence you bring. This picture you could have taken it at a workshop. And finally, what has exposed you, GWEMBE, is that you see, Ministry of Law Government, you see how these councils are doing. They are coming up with a report that is not true. That is the false. They sit first, come up with a report. where they indicate we have delivered, they come up with a report and they find evidence, then they bring another one and say, no, this one actually, this one is not correct. The correct one is that now this. How do you? This is what is happening in councils. You can sit down and come up with a report talking about things in the opposite. Then later on you do another one. Say, no, that one we said delivered. So if you had said delivered using the first report, who confirmed that these things were delivered? You sit in those chambers, committee rooms, doctoring and fabricating false information for the purpose of just coming to appear to this committee. And for you, you don't care, you have no love and care for your country, because this is what you are doing. And you continue to be in your positions. Me, if I was at the commission, immediately these two reports, I see them. I see that we don't have faithful people. People who are not patriotic to this country, even to the people of GWEMBE. Because you cannot do what you have done. Here you are saying the desks, actually now, the contractor is still constructing at the council. But this report you said, they have since been delivered. And had we admitted this, had we not read your report, this was going to stand and you'd have scored. Whom are you deceiving? This committee? We're just Zambians assembled to check, to be an oversight team, to check what is happening in the councils. The president has given us 40 million now, which has never happened before. Use this money to develop GWEMBE, to develop all the parts of this country. And those people there are complaining what you council officers are saying here is not what is obtaining. This is what you get. But you continue to be in your positions, coming here to deceive the people of Zambia. So we have two reports speaking different, opposite to another. The ministry is there and the commission is there. So this is what you are doing as councils. For you, it's business as usual. You continue, and you have gotten allowances. You continue working there and reporting for work. When you are asked, say, no, all is well. We have done a good thing. Even the accountant, you come up with a schedule, just a list. You see, you can't say this is procurement of tomato. This was what? You just said they will accept. Just bring a list. You are doing it for this committee. Do it for your people of GWEMBE. Do it for your children. There's no one who can develop this country. It's yourselves and ourselves. So this is a disappointment we have. We could have sent you away, and people say, no, we are being unfair to you. But there are two reports. Oh, GWEMBE. What you brought today and what you brought earlier. Us were busy looking at the wrong thing. The people of Zambia are watching. And we shall give a very good report to the... It's not about how you speak well. No, we shall go and convince them orally. It's about the evidence here. Look at other councils. We had Choma here. You read, okay, this is happening, this is moving. We move on. But GWEMBE, you are a disappointment. As a committee, we are very disappointed with your submissions. And you need to check the type of management that is there at GWEMBE. You are not doing the correct things. So the ministry should take interest, and the commission. Let's help the people of GWEMBE. The terrain, we understand it. But we should have a proper leadership to manage the affairs of GWEMBE. With that said, I would like to withdraw the immunity that was earlier conferred on you. From now on, you're on your own. We wish you well as you go back. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
is an announcement. The National Assembly of Zambia wishes to inform all the candidates who attended interviews for various positions conducted between 13th November and 26th December 2025 that the recruitment and selection process has been concluded. Successful candidates have since been contacted and have been offered employment. Those who have not been contacted should consider themselves unsuccessful this time. The National Assembly of Zambia would like to thank all the applicants for their interest and participation in the recruitment process.